In a world where the effects of climate change are increasingly evident, small actions can make a big difference. A recent report by UN Environment suggests that simply switching from driving to cycling for 5 short trips each week can drastically reduce an individual's carbon footprint, cutting emissions by 86 kilograms annually. But here in Bolgatanga, one man is taking it a step further.
We are encouraging more people to ride bicycles as their means of transport. In that, we are hoping to cut down carbon emissions. We all know that air pollution is one thing that we are battling with. Climate change has really caught up with us, and
Meet James Company, a passionate cyclist and environmental advocate who has turned his love for biking into a mission. For the past 3 years, James has been leading a growing cycling movement in his region, aiming to reduce emissions, promote healthier and greener lifestyles.
What inspired me to start riding is that initially I used to ride for fun and then to keep fit, but then as I was on the bike, some ideas keep on coming. So the idea of how to use a bicycle to bring societal change came to my mind. So I began thinking how I can use the bicycle to bring societal change. So the idea came, then I began riding for a cause.
James' efforts are paying off. His cycling team has grown steadily, and more people in the region are embracing cycling not just for leisure, but as a practical and sustainable way of getting around. Amos and Agana are members of James' team.
Economically, it has been of great importance, and looking at aside the economic aspect, we can also look at the physical aspect of cycling. It is a source of what? Exercise, which keeps us fit. And aside that, cycling is a source of joy. It gives you motivation. As you cycle, you visit so many areas at low cost, and then you are motivated or excited. It can help you to reduce your stress.
Okay, it's a very simple thing. People have been seeing us riding bicycles to Nakungu, Paga, everywhere. You can go as far as you can go with bicycles. So I advise people not to be using motors or cars to short distance. Okay, so we always call the community and our people around us always to educate them, talk to them about how to use the bicycles, the difference between vehicle and bicycles, to reduce the smoke.
So for me, I saw that if people begin to embrace the bicycle as a means of transport, they would, in fact, we are going to reduce the carbon emissions that we have in the atmosphere.
James' dedication to his cause goes beyond the region. In April 2024, he rode an incredible 815 kilometers from Bolgatanga to Accra, raising awareness about reducing carbon footprint and the power of sustainable transportation. In July 2024, James organized the Ride Bolga campaign, a 20-kilometer cycling event that brought together locals for a fun and impactful ride. The event was a resounding success, showing just how much interest there is in adopting cycling as a mode of transport.
My biking has brought a lot of impact. So after we made some rides to Accra, that's 815 kilometers, and came back, people now have begun buying bicycles in the township here. Yes, I have many more people who used not to ride now riding to work and then other places. Some of them even ride and snap and post on their social media, and then they talk about bicycle challenge. So yes, there's so much impact in my cycling because I've used it to reach out to many people and encourage many people to ride. So we have a lot of people in town here who now ride bicycles, and then they pack their motors and then their cars to engage the bicycles for other things that they would have probably used cars. So yes, there's so much impact me and my team have brought.
However, despite the growing enthusiasm for cycling, there are challenges. Active mobility in Ghana still faces significant barriers, including inadequate infrastructure.
Our road is not really friendly for cycling. We do not have dedicated lanes for cycling. we share the road with other road users, such as these heavy trucks, which cause so much danger to us as cyclists. So it's a big challenge for us. The road is not friendly at all because we don't have dedicated cycling lanes.
Our bicycle riding, we always have a big problem with the big trucks. You know, these cargoes and other trucks that we have been moving on the road. It's always like we are challenging. So we are just appealing to the assemble and their people to look into our roads and see how they can make separation for the bicycle riders and the vehicles and other movement to make everything simple for us.
So in the design of our routes, when the urban planners are designing our routes, for example, if you go to the Netherlands, you see that the Netherlands have roads specially made for people riding the bicycles.
Engineer Dr. Mary Enchi is the head of department at the Environmental Management at the University of Energy and Natural Resources.
If we can also design our roads in such a way that we can have avenues prepared for people riding these bicycles, it will be the best way to help us as a country. So the environmental benefits of this cycling, that we will have less vehicles moving on our roads, because there's no way a bicycle will be producing pollutants like the carbon monoxide from the exhaust to destroy the environment. Okay, and in a way that we have gone to COP29, everybody is trying to see, oh, how do we come in as a nation to reduce our carbon production and all that. If at all, well, when it comes to the agricultural activities, they have their own way to manage their soils, to manage their pesticides and all that, to curb the carbon dioxide emission. But then, in the road infrastructure and as environmental management, we feel that when we have reduced vehicles, and then the more people are using them, health-wise, it helps you to exercise. Now, most people somebody can be living as close as just a kilometer away from the workplace, and the person will be driving in the air-conditioned car straight to the office with an air condition moving. All these things impact negatively on our health.
The road ahead may be challenging, but James and his team remain undeterred. They are committed to continuing their efforts to reducing the region's carbon footprint and encourage others to join the movement.
The long-term plan is that we intend to continue the climate action agenda. Yes, that's to save the planet. And also one thing we're looking at is that in the long term, we're looking at how we can provide or collaborate and partner with people to provide bicycles for those who cannot afford them, especially school kids.
As the call for cleaner and healthier cities grows louder, James Company and his cycling team are riding towards a brighter and cleaner future, one pedal at a time. In Bolgatanga, the wheels of change are in motion. Will other cities follow? Only time will tell. A report by Mohamed Nurudeen.